Hey everyone, Deeply Discussing Dexter is coming to an end with Season 8, Episode 12, but don't deeply despair. We've got an all-new podcast starting up to take its place. The Deeply Discussing Movie Podcast takes the episode-by-episode style and switches it with streaming movies. Every week, Aaron, Brooke, Zach, and I, as well as some new voices, will discuss a movie you can stream at home and then come listen to our discussion. At the end of each episode, we rotate to another podcaster to choose the next movie. It's like a 21st century book club, but with streaming movies. So you can subscribe to Deeply Discussing, the movie podcast, at its website, www.deeplydiscussing.com. You can do it on Apple Podcast or your favorite podcast provider. Watch the movie for the first episode, A Separation, now on Netflix, and then come listen at deeplydiscussing.com starting April 20th. Again, the movie is A Separation from 2011, and the podcast is at deeplydiscussing.com. Now, on with the show. Welcome, Blood Brothers and Sanguine Sisters, to Deeply Discussing Dexter. I'm your host, Dale Maxfield. I'm joined by Aaron Caldwell.
Hello.
Brooke Merritt.
Hello.
And Zach Rowland.
Hi.
And today we're discussing Season 8, Episode 11, Monkey in a Box. On this episode, Dexter can't decide between fleeing and staying to kill Saxon, and he manages to go ahead and fuck everything up. What did you think of this episode overall?
I think your notes are better than the episode itself.
Yeah. There were some stakes in this episode. Like, could have been maybe a little exciting. I mean, they weren't, but there's almost stuff happening.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you
off. No, you're
off.
fine. I was still processing. It's fine.
My brain buffered for a second. I paid attention more this episode than the others last couple of ones, so that's something. Yeah,
that's actually exactly what I was thinking. This one I actually kind of watched. The last couple I can't say I did.
Well, it's because Vogel's no longer there, so you're
that's true,
with this immense relief that storyline is at least somewhat over.
Yeah,
very true.
And also knowing that this is the penultimate episode, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's get through it.
So pumped.
Yeah.
Yep, they got to get a lot of stuff taken care of so they can just botch that ending.
But it's weird because normally the penultimate episodes are usually pretty good for most of the seasons. Not this one.
This one's pretty good for the season.
Actually,
for this season. Yeah.
This one did go back up above a 7 on IMDb.
Yeah. So no, I would agree with that. I think it's better than the last couple, and it's certainly better than the last episode. The final episode.
Probably one of the best of this season. Not that that's saying much, but I mean,
it's an episode where things happen
comparably.
That's where I feel like, you could kind of look at this in the next episode as a double episode because they are closing everything up.
God.
But yeah, I mean, so the last episode ended with Vogel being killed by Saxon. Now there's a school of thought here that's like, and I'm part of this school of thought that has been thinking for a long time, why the fuck does Dexter care about Saxon or what happens to Vogel or any of this stuff? It just seems like he wants to prove he's the baddest mofo of the two. It never felt like he was trying to really protect Vogel anymore because she'd screwed him over so many times. So I didn't really get what his need to try and protect her was. And then once she's dead, it's like, does he really need revenge against Saxon? Can't they just call it a day and move on?
But then
neither
the show
of them
would be
cares about
over.
the other.
Yeah, and also it's kind of paranoia at that point. It's like, oh, he knows who I am. I'll never be safe.
Well, but I mean, we get in this episode, like, he flat out offers him a truce.
Yeah.
Like, that should be the end of it. But it's not, because this show. So, it starts with Dexter washing Vogel's blood from his hands. He works to remove all evidence of himself from her house. Miami Metro arrives, and Batista and Quinn question Dexter. He tells him that she called him over, and then he found her dead. Batista kicks Dexter off the case. His last day will be tomorrow. Dexter tells Deb that Saxon killed Vogel. Dexter tells Hannah that he will take care of Saxon before they leave for Argentina.
Which they all try to talk him out of. And he's like, nah, I gotta do this, y'all.
Yeah.
For reasons.
I didn't learn from the end of season 4 about getting out while the getting's good.
Yep. That's Dexter.
But read the next bullet.
Sylvia, Sil Prado appears.
Woo! Highlight of the season right there, buddy.
Sil, man,
everybody
I told
loves
y'all
Sil.
she
Still.
Team
Still full of personality, too.
best
Still so much
character.
personality.
Oh my god. She listed his apartment so hard.
She's listed Dexter's apartment. Harrison, you put Monkey in a box. Jamie is sad they're moving, so Dexter sends Harrison to stay the night with her.
Why don't you just keep her when we move? He can just stay with you.
Right?
Just keep him.
Seriously. She's raised him since he was a baby. I don't know like what is even happening here.
Oh, you're sad. Here
Who's
you
that
go.
man
He's
that
yours.
lives with us? That's what she says to him all the time. Who is that man? A guy looking at buying Dexter's boat mentions that mentions the incoming tropical storm Laura,
Which has come out of nowhere.
Yes.
Supposed to be storm of the century.
Dexter gets a call in to swab a suspect. It's Saxon, who's talking to Quinn about the Cassie case. Saxon puts on a decent show for Quinn, and Dexter gets the swab.
I was really hoping the tropical storm would have been Tropical Storm Rita.
That would have been better.
That would have been even more of a warning.
Yeah.
Deb goes through Quinn's desk looking for office supplies. She finds the engagement ring Quinn got for her back when she noped out of their relationship.
Hashtag canceled, Quinn.
She didn't cancel Quinn. She just asked for about 3 more seasons worth of time.
Needed more time.
Dexter finds Saxon's kill room in an abandoned hospital. Dexter finds Saxon's computer hidden in a wall. It has videos of all of Saxon's kills. The marshal asks Deb about Hannah McKay's sighting at the ER. Deb lies and says that she brought Harrison in.
And now she's complicit. Not like harboring a fugitive was complicit.
Yeah.
Before she was completely uninvolved
But
until
it was
just
a
now.
blonde woman that brought him in. I was wearing a wig. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
It's one of my wig days.
She says that the receptionist must have been fucking blind or
Says something.
not paying attention.
I don't know if it's the scene. She says, "I haven't been
Fucking
blonde
blind.
since a very bad freshman year." She gets
It was
a
a dark
line in
time.
there.
It was a dark time before Dark Jamie.
It was Dark Deb.
Dark Deb.
Dark Jamie abducted Harrison.
Dark Jamie didn't have to abduct Harrison. He went willingly.
Yeah.
After Vogel's memorial, which takes place off screen, Matthews takes Miami Metro out to the retirement bar and grill. Matthews tells the Morgans that Harry would have been proud. Dexter can't leave. He's Matthews' employee for the next 6 hours. Dexter tells Quinn he's happy that Deb will have him and won't be alone. Sylvia calls. There's a buyer interested in paying cash for his apartment right away. Batista surprises Dexter with a toast that he's leaving. Dexter says he'll miss everyone too.
That
No, we
happened.
won't.
Like that's the catharsis we get for Miami Metro.
Yep. Bye,
Like,
Miami Metro.
Later, deuces. Outie.
Fun.
I gotta go sell my apartment and then I'm out, son.
Masuka's daughter, I think I'll miss you most of all. Dexter arrives at the apartment. The buyer is Saxon. Sylvia leaves them alone together. Saxon offers a truce. They both walk away. Saxon points out how much more Dexter has to lose. Harrison, Deb, and Hannah. Dexter says he can live with that, but internally says that those things were all the reasons that Dexter needs to kill Saxon. Because it's opposite day.
Is his brain broken? What is he thinking?
It's like, as long as Saxon's alive, those people are in trouble.
I'm still
In Argentina?
So stupid.
I'm still impressed that they brought Sylvia back for that. I've got some calls to make.
Yeah.
Out.
He should have just threatened. He should have just said that you've got more people to lose than I do. You're a real estate agent. And that was the end of the list.
Well, I think Syl came out of retirement just to do this one booking.
Well, she's been off the show since season 3.
Yeah.
Because we completely forgot about the Prados after Miguel died.
I really wish that like Batista would have hooked up with her like season 6-ish. Like
that would have
as a
been cool.
Rebound. Right? It would have been fun.
Yeah.
God, let's redo this show.
Well, and
one last stick to La Guerta.
Ramon was still alive, right? Didn't Ramon survive season 3?
Well, yeah, but it was kind of iffy on if he was going to jail because he had like tampered with evidence and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
And
I think he's still in jail.
So I'm the last we see him, he's in handcuffs. So
yeah, I just feel like they just sort of abandoned all those people, but whatever.
If we got a dark Ramon season.
Ramon already is dark.
Yeah.
Remember, he's the one that killed the Prado father that Miguel took credit for and started the whole.
Now, see, Ramon should have become born again in jail and come back in season 6 and been the Brother Sam character.
That would have been fantastic.
That would have been better than Brother Sam.
How dare you? Brother Sam
very
was
easily,
wonderful.
I dare. I dare very easily on that one.
There's a lot of things that are better than Brother Sam.
Somebody tell me where Freebo is.
Hanging out with Chicky.
Freebo.
Yeah.
He and Chicky Hines.
Oh, good old Chicky.
Chicky Hines.
Penultimate episode, guys. We got to get all of our references and callbacks in.
Like, if they brought back Sylvia, they should have brought everybody else.
Yeah. It's Chicky and the gang.
Chicky Hines is just chicken nuggets with ketchup. I've had it lots of times. Chicky Hines.
Kids love Chicky Hines.
Plot twist.
My kids sure do.
Harrison's just got a tattoo that says Chicky Hines on his lower back.
Chicky Hines for life.
Did you just insinuate that Harrison would get a tramp stamp?
Yeah.
For Chicky Hines.
He's 19 now, so he could.
That's true. That's true.
It's not my problem
and
anymore.
he has a high tolerance to pain.
Yeah.
Ow.
Ow. The marshal tells Elway he thinks Deb is hiding Hannah McKay. Elway goes to Deb's, and Hannah hides in the bathroom. Elway barges in and tries to look around. Deb tells him to get the fuck out. Elway saw Hannah's shoes and purse, and Deb knows he's onto her. Dexter abandons Saxon to rush to Deb's. Deb and Hannah try to convince Dexter to run off with Hannah now, but Dexter insists he has to deal with Saxon, even though he just left Saxon.
Yeah, it's
Dexter,
a thing.
did you learn anything from what happened to Rita? Did you learn?
Deserves all of this suffering.
Yeah, like
well, he did
Stupid.
kind of learn, kind of, sort of, because he's still sending Hannah off instead of just finding another place to store her.
but he sent Rita off too, and Rita came back by surprise and got herself killed.
That's true.
This is like, I mean, watching this, even as a first-time viewer, you're like, what the fuck are you thinking? You're supposed to be a smart character. We all know that this hubris is going on, except you. Deb drops Hannah off. She says that she'll see Hannah again. She won't be able to live without seeing Dexter and Harrison again, and Hannah is part of their life now. Dexter anonymously sends the videos of Saxon's kills to Miami Metro. That's an interesting website that he uses to do that.
Huh.
Like Miami Metro Crime Stopper website. Quinn and Deb get the DNA results on Saxon. Deb brings dinner for a last night with Dexter, but Dexter is expecting Saxon to come for him. Deb demands a fucking skillet. Elway and the marshal toss Deb's house. They find clues that someone was searching for flights to Argentina. Elway sets out to find Deb. Dexter tells Deb that Harry and Vogel gave him the code, but Deb has always known the right thing to do. Deb says that the code isn't what made him a good brother.
I'm at such a loss at this point.
Hate it.
It's just all so bad. The dialogue is corny. Just everything.
What makes you a good brother is taking your clothes off, slipping into my bed.
No.
Yeah, we're revisiting that.
No, we're not
Perhaps
going back.
we could take a shower together.
Yeah. Or
I quit.
you can
That's
just
it.
be
Kill
the
some
table.
I quit. I'm walking out.
Oh, Dexter, we're not blood related.
Ew, Stop it.
I could soap you up with just my breasts. Saxon sees that he's wanted on a TV playing on top of a gas pump. Fucking Dexter, he says. Dexter is lying in bed, and Saxon walks in the front door. Dexter M99s him just as Deb appears from the closet with her gun. Dexter says he'll take it from there, and Deb smiles and leaves.
Part's so stupid. I don't know. That part just really was irritating to me. Like their final big bonding moment before he leaves for Argentina. It's just so cheesy the way they did it.
It was like
they're so winky with each other as it ends. Just dumb.
Yeah, it was like beating a level on one of the 3D Mario games. Like da-da-da-da-da-da, thumbs up.
Yes, exactly.
I think it would have tied
I
it
just
all
felt like they were just
together.
going to walk out thumbs up with each other. I mean, it was just stupid.
Like
So easy.
it would have just
So
tied
easy.
it all together. Fist bump. just fist bump over his passed out body. Just like, yes,
Fist
son.
bump, chest bump, pelvic bump.
No.
Nope, we're not doing that.
then they start boning on top of Saxon's passed out body.
Whatever, Dexter. Would you fucking finger me a little before I go?
And thus concludes my time on Deeply Discussing Dexter. Thank you and good night.
Brooke, we need
I am
more
not
time.
going to be here for the finale.
We need more time.
Okay, but just on the outside.
Done. I quit.
Saxon wakes up in his kill room. Saxon on Miami. The murder solve rate is about 20%. Dexter finds that he's not that into killing. He'd rather be with Hannah. Saxon tells him to walk away, and Dexter says, okay. He gags Santa and calls Deb and says, change of plans.
What a fucking idiots. All of you. Not you guys. I like you guys.
It's all
Everyone in the
deserved.
show. Fucking idiots.
Did I mention Miami's actual murder solve rate on a previous episode?
I think you might have,
yeah,
but hit us with it
think
again.
I can't remember what it is exactly, but it's lower than 20%. It's like
Yeah.
16 or something, or 6 or something crazy low.
I love that somebody finally brought it onto the show. It's like, Because up to this point, all we've heard is we're fucking rock stars. And I'm like, no, dude. A lot of people go to Miami. Some are murdered.
We are fucking rocks. That's all.
Yeah.
There's no stars about it.
Yeah, like Batista is like the front man in the band in Joe's apartment when they fuck up the drums, and it's Masuka on the drums, and he's just like, this is all we have.
So Dexter needed to confront Saxon one more time to realize that he really wants to be with Hannah and not kill Saxon. So he doesn't kill Saxon so that we can get to the ultimate hubris of Dexter's mistake here, which is Deb arrives at the abandoned hospital, followed closely by the marshal. Dexter tells her to arrest Saxon. He hugs Deb. This is for just right now. It's not forever. Deb says, I know that, fuckface. Harry never thought this day would come. Dexter doesn't need him anymore. The marshal gets... The marshal gets to Saxon first and unties him. Saxon stabs him dead and takes his gun. Bye-bye, Kenny. Deb runs in, and Saxon shoots her and bolts. Deb shot Saxon in the shoulder. She's hit in the lower abdomen. In the closing montage, Elway's in the airport not far from Hannah. Dexter locks his apartment door and walks away with Harrison. Dexter says, my future is bright, brighter than it's ever been. Thunder cracks as the picture fades to black.
Because the storms are coming. Very subtle.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
You'd almost think that's a metaphor.
So now that we're at the end, let's revisit. How do we like this episode?
I mean, it still sits in the same spot. It's just frustrating.
Still terrible.
Yeah, like, oh my god, the last 10 minutes are so frustratingly brutal that I'm watching this and I just want to throw myself down the stairs.
Just like, he didn't even make up his mind. He didn't even choose between Hannah and Saxon. He took a third option, which was like even worse. It's like, I'll just endanger Deb. Let's just do that instead.
Seemed like a good idea at the time. I don't know. A group of people even sat in a room, wrote this, and was like, this is it, guys.
This is good.
This is
real good.
Yeah.
People are going to love this.
This is where the magic happens.
You guys been watching Breaking Bad? Nobody cares.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think I'm on my rewrite. You send Quinn in, keep Deb out of harm's way. Quinn dies. Deb's then now pissed off at Dexter for sending in her new potential love interest again, and is like, "You always kill the guy who I'm in love with." And then she not blackmails, but then she turns in Dexter, and then Hannah gets caught, and then they all go to jail.
Okay.
Better ending. And I haven't even seen the last episode. I have no idea what happens.
Maybe it's that.
I think you just wrote the Ryan Johnson ending.
I like Ryan Johnson.
Everyone goes to jail. No one saw that coming.
But then you have the
and
finale.
then Captain Matthews and Dark Jamie ride off into the sunset. Captain Matthews has finally got over racism because Jamie's hot.
Yep.
There's your spinoff.
This was directed by Ernest Dickerson, who directed 9 episodes between seasons 3 and 8. This is his final episode, and it's also the final episode for the 2 writers, Tim Schlattman and Wendy West. Tim Schlattman wrote 2 episodes for all 8 seasons, except for his 1 in season 5. And his season 2, episode 5, The Dark Defender, was nominated for a WGA award for episodic drama. Wendy West, who is consistently one of our favorites, wrote 11 episodes between seasons 4 and season 8. And this is her second of 2 for season 8. What is the best line of the episode?
I actually had a couple. At the beginning, Deb mentions that Hannah should go on one of those cooking shows that she'd probably win it, and Hannah said, "Oh, I'd make sure I did."
Uh-huh.
Which I thought was great. And then Saxon mentioning that the murder rate was only about 20%. Pretty right on.
Yeah, the murder solve rate.
I went with Dexter's speech when he's talking to Saxon about why he maybe doesn't want to kill him, and he says, "I don't even want to be here because I too don't want to be here." That's my pick. I can relate.
Yeah.
I figured that out about half an hour earlier.
Right.
I went with maybe I'm not the old Dexter. Yeah, you're not the old Dexter, you fucking idiot. You aren't doing anything right like the old Dexter would.
A lot of bitterness in these choices. A lot of bitterness between the two of us on this.
There's a lot of bitterness going around.
In general, yeah.
How about the worst line of the episode?
I put the "I don't want to be here" line.
I also had that as my worst.
It's so infuriating.
Wait, I don't want to be here.
I can't
I don't wanna be
possibly
here.
fathom that he just said that. And it's just infuriating.
Yeah, I had the whole, and now what's in focus is my future. It's brighter than it's ever been situation.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck you.
I don't want to be here as like playing one of those RPGs like the Bethesda games or something like that, where they have like the conversation trees and you pick one that says "kill Saxon" and instead Dexter says, "I don't want to be here." Like, what? That's not what I chose.
No, kill Saxon is grayed out because you don't have the skill level.
You don't have the
for
skill
it.
points, yeah.
It's like, damn it, I didn't spec my character right.
Spend enough time with Hannah.
Just needed more time.
I didn't eat enough cookies.
Yeah.
I'm not well cookied.
The theme of this of these final episodes is some kind of a weird tie between I hate this and I need more time.
I mostly just hate this.
What's the performance of the episode?
Still.
Seal. Like,
Seal.
without question. Those
Hands down.
48 seconds that she's on screen, she just owns it.
Why did I ask?
No contest. No contest.
Yeah. We have been waiting 5 seasons.
The return of Syl.
Welcome back, Sil Prado. And that'll do it for this episode. Thanks to my fellow podcasters. Thanks everybody for listening. We will see you on the next final episode of the show. But maybe not the final episode of the podcast for Deeply Discussing Dexter.